Hello everybody and welcome back to Selena's Home Entertainment, where I entertain you. Today is going to be a faceless video. I'm just super lazy on getting my phone out and actually recording at least this part of the video. This month is March and I thought it would be fun to actually get around to drawing my magical girl group. In the past I have created a bunch of them. I lost a lot of the photos in the videos, so I decided to do a fresh restart, and I've been wanting to do this combo of stuff for a while, so I really hope you guys like it, and hopefully in the future I can make the enemy team and then I can start really creating some cool stuff. Hopefully I really wanted to push myself to at least finish the first part of this video, which is the magical girls, and really get the lore building, I guess. But let me know if you want to see the enemy team, or if you have any other suggestions you want me to do with this magical girl group. And also, if you're new here, please subscribe, hit that like and notification button so you're notified whenever I post new videos, and let me know who your fave was. Meet the Divine Guardians, the magical girl group in Mythical Land. Well, actually the second best magical girl group, where they didn't exactly fit into Mythical Land's top tier magical girl group, so they made another magical girl group, sorry. That is how they became the Divine Guardians. How did they get discovered? How do you get discovered as a magical girl in Mythical Land? Well, the college, the one and only college actually, in Mythical Land, the College of Magicalness, they're still trying to work on a name. It's so brand new. They just haven't gone around to change it. Where magical girls come to, well, you guessed it, be in a magical girl group, of some sorts at least. And hopefully not become one of those evil magical girls. They have to live in a dark, scary fortress in cool woods across the Mythical Land, where Mythical Land is perfect and good and amazing. Every girl / non-binary person who is here is a descendant of a god, goddess, or a mythical beast of some sorts. How are they chosen? Truly by the Queen of Mythical Land, of course, with the help of other gods and goddesses to help her really decide on who could be fit for these magical girl group. However, of course, some of these gods and goddesses have some biases. That's just a little lore of Mythical Land. But we need to meet the Divine Guardians, and how you know they are the Divine Guardians is they have a little scar or tattoo on their neck.
Sometimes it's better to be alone. Nobody can hurt you.
Our first magical girl is Ilith. She is the descendant of the Egyptian goddess Isis. Now, Isis is such an interesting Egyptian goddess. She has like a lot of things. She's interpreted in so many ways. I thought it would be fun to draw Ilith. To draw each character in their semi-basic normal outfit. Ilith has more of a, again, they all have more early 2000s vibes. You'll see a pattern with each of them. Ilith is very confident in herself, confident in her body, and her cool tattoos she has to represent Isis in her own personal way. And she loves being a descendant of this goddess and is glad to be chosen as one of them, of course. She is very confident in herself. She is very much the leader of the pack. You could just kind of tell by the huzzah of herself. Sorry, if you don't know Isis powers, there's a bunch, but the main ones I wanted to focus on, especially with my OC, is the protection magic and the healer. As you will see in her magical girl outfit, I incorporated some other stuff, but I want you guys to get to know her first, and then we'll talk about her powers. Her sexuality is gay, but, big ol' but, she hides it. She's afraid what people will say, what will Isis think. She wants to be a good example of the Divine Guardians, and she just has this like warped mindset on sexuality. So like she's a little scared. She has a little crush on somebody in this Divine Guardians group, and it's that song of I want it bad. It's been in my head, and them two together. Her gender is she, her. Other cool things that unfortunately I didn't think of putting a good pose enough to show is she has really cool wing tattoos on her back. Just like close your eyes and think she has wing tattoos.
So, do you have any problems with
And now we're on to the magical girl outfit, which I thought was very hard. I might want to redo this because, like, compared to everybody else, I feel like she was very basic, but I feel like you guys can tell that I didn't want to try to be offensive. I love learning about new cultures and new mythologies. So I wanted to be, good and decent. These characters aren't real, first of all. And I know people are gonna say, these characters aren't real, Selena. So what's the point of making it authentic? I want to because, she is a descendant of an Egyptian god. I want to have her have some sort of Egyptian-ness to her. And I kind of like mixing the wand a lot, or she has like a staff of I can't say it, Aknu. Oh, I'm showing my whiteness. But I thought it would be super fun. I wanted to do the staff of Pyrus, but I kind of like the Agnu because I add my uniqueness to it, I guess, guys. Look, sometimes I gotta be unique and different. I think the most, I love her normal outfit, but her magical girl outfit, I definitely feel like I could have worked on a bit better and a bit longer. But it did turn out kind of sick at the end of it. Like, it fits her, but also doesn't fit her. So, like, yeah, I don't know what I should change because I really like that strong shoulder pad moment. I think it really, really fits. But like everything else, I'm like, maybe I should have done something else with you, but I don't know what else.
Nope, I won't feel a thing. And you guys say I'm not.
We are meeting Rayla. She is the descendant, Norse goddess of Ran. I think that's how you say it right, because the A has a apostrophe above. She is a super cool goddess, and I've always been a big fan of mythology, so I don't know, looking her up and figuring out who she is, what she is. There's actually not a lot about her, which is quite sad, and seeing what other interpretations, add my own little fun twist in it, and I really hope you guys like it. She's giving Silver Mist, I know, but you know what? Who doesn't love Silver Mist? So at the end of the day, if you don't know, she has a lot of powers that involve the sea, hydrokinesis. They also tell people she's kind of like a siren of some sorts. She just loves the water and hates men. Literally in the Wikipedia, yes, I know it's not super reliable, but even in the Wikipedia, they were like, the sailors gone. I was like, oh, she hates men. And so, of course, her sexuality, she's asexual. She don't really like anybody. I don't plan on shipping her with anybody. She's just kind of here for the ride. She cares about another character, of course, I'm going to mention, because she's also Norse goddess descendant. But other than that, she really cares about the divine guardians. They feel like family to her, but like nothing more than that. Gender is she, her, or they, whatever you truly desire. They, them, she, her. She don't care. I've also noticed a lot with like at least Norse goddesses is they love their cool ass tattoos. So I definitely wanted to incorporate that with Rayla. And with Rayla, she has cool wave tattoos on like basically her whole like left or right side, I can't remember. And honestly, my favorite normal outfit girly is Rayla. I just had so much fun creating it. I also wanted to state the other things that I totally forgot was that she is slightly cross-eyed, and I know some people might think her eyes aren't straight or whatever, and I'm always nitpicky about myself when eyes aren't straight, but I do know like most people do have some sort of lazy eye, so I wanted to add that to Rayla to give her a bit more of a normalcy. I guess that's my way of giving normalcy, is trying little different quirks about each of the.
My mind is never troubled. People come, people go.
For the magical girl outfit, I really wanted her to be a bit more confident in herself, you know, show off that skin, more tattoos, makeup, hair to the nines. Like, I really wanted to show off the magical girl. vibes. This is also the reason why I kind of gotta redraw Illith. The only thing I had difficulty with Rayla was how to incorporate her powers. I didn't want to do like the classic water powers as much as that is her power, and I put her in this group because yeah, she has water powers. When I was reading and researching, they mentioned that she has this like magic, like this net that's with her all the time, and I thought that would be cool to have like this basically be her power. Like yeah, she can do water stuff and all that, but she loves her magical net. It's basically like, if you think of the magic carpet from Aladdin, that's basically the net, which I think is cool. It traps people, it's never ending, it's magic, it's Rayla can be the only one to control it. It's very cool and very awesome, I think. And I think that was like I think this was like the most out of box. Drawing this net was actually a struggle because I've never drawn a net, so I was like, I'm gonna try my best here.
Houseflies. Or was it horseflies?
Now let's go on to Seelie. She is the descendant of the Greek goddess Circe, or Greek sorceress too, Circe, and she is one of the scandalous people that were involved, that got approved to be in the Divine Guardians. If you don't know, Circe is a no-name to be associated with like a lot of evilness. If you don't know, Wonder Woman has like one of her number one main ops is Circe, literally Circe. Seelie definitely had to work really, really hard to prove to, you know, the council, I guess, that she was good and that she could fight for good. Of course, she's still gonna have to prove herself time and time again because people are going to underestimate her, unfortunately, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess, in mythical land. Maybe it's not all perfect in sunshine and rainbows. I'm gonna be honest, I love the color combo I did with her, and I was figuring out what like to do with Seelie. She was like the first character where I kind of ran into a stump of, I don't want to do like the classic Circe route, but I kind of want to do like the classic Greek goddess, big luscious like curly hair that a lot of like Greeks have, and like just like photos and references and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, if you really look at her and squint a little, she looks like Ginger Snaps from Strawberry Shortcake, and that was not my plan. But the color palette and everything and the skin color, I was like, oh. And if you don't know who Circe is, I need you to read a book. She's literally in so many Greek goddess like stories, plays. If you don't know who Circe is and you are supposedly a Greek, she is sorcery, she does herbs, she does illusions, she can trace people from animals, speaks with the dead. She has like so much. Like her sexuality, of course, is gay. Her gender is she, her. Other things is, of course, you see her skin. Other than the star, she doesn't really have that many tattoos. She loves butterflies. I like to add that motif. Again, she feels like the black sheep of the group right now. And like I said with Miss Illith has a crush on Seelie, and Seelie has a crush on Illith. And it is a very complicated relationship because Seelie is 100% out. She's like, I don't give two shits what people say. And she wants Illith to be proud of who she is, but Illith doesn't know how. And Seelie is trying, and, you know, she's very supportive, but, you know, angst. angst. What can I say?
Hi, I'm sorry if we disturbed you. Why?
With the magical girl, of course, as well. She has her own wand that she made. I am really bad at drawing wands and knowing what they look like, even though I had many references and I've watched so many wizard movies. You would think I would know. So I tried my best to add some personality with her. She was also one of the harder ones to draw for like weapon-wise as a magical girl, because I didn't want to have like just hands or like a book. I feel like that's so obvious, but then I went the magical girl wand route, so I try to make it as unique and cool as possible, where I'm able to redraw her. I think she's so cute and adorable. I also wanted to say something more about Seelie because I feel like her magical girl form I didn't really talk about enough, and I really wanted to give off the confidence vibes. And, you know, I said that she doesn't have tattoos, and her magical girl form, tattoos magically form on her. just to show off her more magical girlness of herself, and I wanted to incorporate that more. As well as I did not mention she has 2 different color eyes. I totally forgot what the actual word is when you have 2 different color eyes. Just again, with the other characters in the series, I wanted to have one unique thing about each of them that brings them all together, or just like shows this character off a bit more and gives them a bit more of a personality and not so basic. But that's really all I have to say about this magical girl. I love this outfit. It's very much a magical girl outfit, let me just say, and I think it fits Celie very, very well.
Don't you use your fancy mathematics to muddy the issue. Fit in? Really?
Meet Ash. She's the descendant of the Greek goddess Artemis. If you don't know who Artemis is, again, I need you to pick up a book. Artemis is an icon legend. Her powers are archery, power of the hunt, and Ash is very, very much like that. Ash is a very spunky. Of course, I had to add my ginger hair girly into here, so Ash was the ginger hair girly. The color palettes, I kind of ate with those. I'm not gonna lie. Color theory, who needs it when all you could look up is on Pinterest color palette, and there you go. Interesting ideas for her, and I'm really glad they all kind of like panned out. I hope their sexuality is pansexual, so she doesn't really like anybody, but once she finds that person, she'll definitely like. And Ash is kind of okay with that. Ash is a chill girl. She's kind of like Rayla, but I feel like Ash is the more spunky and over the top personality. More other things, I thought it would be cool. I don't have many amputee OCs, and I wanted to incorporate that. I wanted to add more uniqueness to my OCs, as well as just like to play around with like OC lore and, you know, weapons and ideas and stuff like that. She had her hand got cut off, so she has an amputee for her hand, and so I tried my best to draw it. I'm pretty nervous because I don't want anyone offended by any of these characters, and I just wanted to make her look cool.
Nah. Oh there, lover boy. How can that possibly be a good thing?
In her magical girl outfit, she has these like magical bow and arrow, and the arrows come out of her arm sometimes, because I think that would be cool. Also, her amputee hand is like 10 times stronger than her actual hand, so it helps. I had so much fun. Again, it's very hard to decide what to do with a lot of their hair. The one thing I never knew it was hard to draw was magical girl hair. I was like, okay, how do I make this not basic and glitter? Oh my god, guys, I had so much glitter into every character. Ash is one of them, but I also wanted to add Ash because Ash is definitely a tomboy character compared to everybody else, so adding a magical girl with a tomboy kind of magical girl was kind of like difficult for me, even though I'm a tomboy myself. And I also didn't want her to be too out there, like too over like sexual and stuff like that, so I wanted her to be still covered up but still be confident and cool. And yeah, I hope that did I pull off? Did I pull it off? We'll never know, huh?
She is really mean. Like, really mean.
And then last but not least is Selena. She is the descendant of the Norse god Sol. If you don't know who Sol is, that's okay. Norse mythology is so weird and so complicated. It's actually kind of fun to read through. If you ever are bored and you want to just look up some weird gods, Norse mythology kind of has you, honestly, because they got some weird. But Sol was like this cool thing. They were mentioned in the God of War games. We never saw her, unfortunately, which I think is so unfair. But she's basically on a chariot being chased by a bunch of wolves that turned into night. The Norse mythology is kind of freaked out, and I was like, huh? So reading that, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Chariot, okay. And I decided to choose her because, I don't know, I looked up goddess sun and a bunch of different, you know, of course, Greek goddesses. I could have done Ra from the Egyptian mythology. I could have done, but I really wanted to do more Norse mythology because I feel like it doesn't get enough love either compared to also Egyptian mythology. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to try a character that I knew I would have difficulty with. Her powers are sun powers, travels on horses. She's super fast. She's super cool. Most of the interpretations of her is very beautiful and very like cool and badass. So I wanted to make sure Solina got that as well. I wanted to make her very cool. Her sexuality is bisexual and her gender is she, her. Other things, she has this cool sun tattoo I decided to put on her thigh. I thought it would look cool. And I guess to really emphasize that she has cool sun powers, guys. She's also blind. I thought that would be a fun interpretation, but also just like adding some funness. And people underestimate her a lot of times because of course she's blind. They think, why is she in this magical girl group? She's freaking blind, she can't do shit. She's probably the most powerful out of all of them, and even Rayla knows that. Solina and Rayla are like besties. They went into the college at the same time and they got into the same magical girl group. They are like best friends. They love each other and they protect each other 100%.
Here to say, be strong, be fierce, be ferocious.
Her magical girl outfit, I wanted her to be a little bit different because I had ideas, but definitely for Solina, I wanted her to be really the Buffy girl, and I did. I honestly am kind of impressed with this magical girl outfit. I didn't think it would look good, and then I started drawing it and I started looking at it and I was like, yeah. And then I found this really interesting sword and I was like, whoa, that's perfect for it. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous drawing it as it's something out of my forte. I've never drawn a sword before. I was a little nervous that it wouldn't look right and stuff like that, but when I started drawing it and just kind of having fun with it, I think she just looks so freaking cool. Her sun powers are on the sword and she's just, in my mind palace, she's very cool, she's very badass, and I really hope you guys like her because I really do like her. I added a lot of passion into each of these characters and I wanted them all to be unique from each other and not exactly like their descendants of their god or goddess, but enough to say like, okay, I can see where you're coming from kind of idea. Now, you've met the 5 divine guardians. Who was your favorite? I have a few of my favorites. Again, I really might redraw Illith's magical girl outfit as the more time passes on. So if you have any ideas as to like, should I do like a mini comic or should I draw like one OC for a whole week kind of situation, or like do a challenge with them to kind of just like get them out there more, but also their personality, and it helps me develop their character as well. Like I said, if you guys really want to see the enemy team, I have it all planned out and everything. I just wanted to get this one out first to really feel confident in myself that I can do this, like fully finish a series before moving on to the next one, but also just like actually developing interesting characters that I want to redraw over and over again kind of situation. But you guys let me know, how did you feel about the series? Do we like the faceless content? I'm going to try to make this video as entertaining as possible. I'm just a girl at the end of the day who barely knows how to work her editing program. If you haven't already and you're new here, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified whenever I post new videos. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!